Okay, hello Coers. So they dropped the original MV for Red Red, so I am gonna be watching it and seeing like what they took inspiration from this to the one they ended up dropping, or the official MV. And already I'm just like, okay, come on, like green, kind of like casting like haze on the MV. It kind of gives it that little bit of like retro feel, kind of like what they also did in the MV. But we're just gonna go ahead and watch, y'all. Also, who is it that's like walking around, stumbling along? Is it Martin? It's interesting how you can't see like their faces either, so you're just like, okay, so it was Martin. Oh, not James in glasses. I like how it's not necessarily like them all, you know, doing their certain part. It's just them vibing with the song in general. Kind of reminds me, it didn't go, or was it What You Want? Was it? I'm trying to remember. It kind of reminds me of one of the other like original MVs that they shot, where they were also like running around in Korea. Outside. I think it was the What You Want one, where they're like, was it What You Want? Where they're in the office building, like their own Fuesa office. That was kind of trippy, not gonna lie. But the song is kind of trippy in itself, so. I feel like they didn't take anything. I mean, I could be wrong. They might have taken some things here and there, because I think generally they are kind of basically running around a little bit in that MV. So I guess maybe that aspect. But in terms of like the filter of it being like green, because again, it's like the play on the lyrics where they're saying seeing all kinds of green. It's basically saying like, oh, everything's a go. Like everything, like anything is possible. Anything is like, there are no limits is what it is, right? We can do whatever we want. So that's the whole point of it being in like this green kind of like hazy kind of filter almost. But again, it's also very much like the retro vibes of kind of similar what it looks like a little bit similar to what it looks like in the original MV. But okay, so yeah, I am curious to see if they do another one of those videos where they kind of explain, like, what is it called? The commentary? If they do another like commentary series, if they explain a little bit like what in terms of this inspired, or like what did they actually take from this original one and put it in the official MV, which I think 100%, I think it's the part I'm telling you where they kind of were just running around doing whatever, and that's what like a little bit of the basis, but they kind of added more structure to it of like, again, them being at the Kogichi, like being at like the K barbecue, like being there at that, but then also again them going to that, what was it, the like arcade, and kind of just doing whatever and like having fun. I think it's also, you know, you can get a lot of like what's it called, inspiration from anything. So I feel like it's nice that you kind of see what it looks like originally and then what it comes out to look like in the official MV. I think it's definitely a new take and a nice different from everything else, like everyone else that we have seen in terms of like K-pop, because we don't usually see them show us like two different versions of it, of what it was initially and then what it ended up being like when they amped up a little bit of the production quality of it. But this is already kind of giving me very much like 90s like home like made, like not home, but you know what I mean, like, you know, self-produced, very much like self-produced like MV, like in terms of like what they wanted and like their eyes of it, because it's definitely a little bit trippy here and there, but it's like very the way they cut it too, because it cuts from like them being on the same like the I think it's James like recording most of it, if I'm not mistaken, but you see James like obviously following them along on this side of the road or the side of the sidewalk, and then you kind of see the other take. I don't know if there's someone else doing it or if it is James as well, where he got another shot of him from across the way, like the other side of the road and the other side of the sidewalk, where you see like that kind of like quality of it. And it's just, again, them just running up and down this neighborhood or this street. I don't know if this is in Korea, or I'm assuming it's Korea because it looked like Korea, but I could be wrong. Just because it's very trippy too, and this filter like makes it harder to like see their faces, which is funny because like again in the Go one they kind of did do that thing where they made like the funny like zoomed in shot of them, which again made it quote unquote hard to see their faces, but still like add that like comedic like fun aspect to it. I'm assuming they're in Korea. We're here like really trying to like avidly figure out where they're at. Yeah, they're in Korea, yeah. But yeah, I think, what is this where they like shot? Maybe it's the same area where they filmed one of the areas where they did the busking that they did. Maybe it is one. It looks like the first area that they did, like the first neighborhood that they did the busking at. It kind of looks similar to that. So interesting take of what they wanted to film for it and like what they thought like would be the vibe. But I think it makes sense because again it's just them having fun, them basically like again including like a crosswalk or including like a road or something, and just showing you like that they can do whatever. They don't really care of like them being in the public and shying away from it. They're gonna like continue being who they are and just having fun and enjoying the moment and just like enjoying making the MV and everything is what it is. And that's very much, I would say, the basis of like the whole entire point of this song in general too. So it makes sense. But again, I am curious to see if they will be dropping a commentary and explaining a little bit more in depth what aspects they ended up taking from it. Because I really do like that they started that, having a commentary of, well, they didn't necessarily start that trend, but like I'm sure other people have too. But I like that they have been like maybe the first people to do that instead of doing like a reaction to it, which I don't even remember if they do reactions or not. Ever, it's just been a commentary for it. I like that they do a commentary because it gives us a little bit more insight on what they like, their perspective or their like vision, like their artistry and like where they come in when it comes to like creative directing to their MVs and stuff like that, if that makes sense, you know? But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and I shall see you in the next one.